look at successful entrepreneurs, it's typically people who have influence within their community or influence with connecting with people and are able to thrive because they have that influence, right? So imagine yourself right now, and then imagine yourself in 10 years. What can you do today strategically? Who can you connect with to get you to that 10-year version of yourself?
These are the stories of dreamers who saw a vision, created goals, and turned their dreams into reality. Welcome to the series of Forever a Dreamer, where we share the humble beginnings of dynamic female entrepreneurs and professionals who scale their way to the top by starting small but dreaming big. I am your host, Cheetah Prototype, and welcome to today's show. Hello, dreamers. We're back with another episode of the Forever a Dreamer podcast. I'm so excited about this episode because we're going to be talking about so many things such as leading, women who are leading, transitioning from corporate to entrepreneurship, and so many other exciting things around what this amazing woman is doing in business. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my good friend, Jennifer Gomez, owner of Jennifer Gomez LLC. And she is an amazing coach, an amazing wife, mom, but most importantly, an amazing woman who's leading the way and paving the way for women who are in business. So Jen, I want to turn it over to you and you can share a little bit more about yourself. And then we're going to get into this episode.
Thank you so much for having me here today. It is such an honor to be able to share my story with your community and to help women truly believe that anything is possible. And it wasn't until I fully started to believe that's when I started to see real results. And I just am so excited to share a little bit about that with everybody today.
Yeah. So let's let the dreamers know more so about your transition from corporate, you being a woman in the workforce, to actually getting into entrepreneurship. I know that can be scary and a huge leap. But, and so many women are struggling with this. Like, how do I know when it's time to leave? How do I know when it's time to chase my purpose, but also being afraid of the security piece? So can you discuss a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. I was at a conference yesterday speaking about the importance of building a foundation and an influence within your network. And the reason why that's so important is because that was really what gave me that rooted belief that I would be okay going out on my own as an entrepreneur, because I had built a foundation within my network that I could see would support me through this journey. So if you take a step back and you look at successful entrepreneurs, right? It's typically people who have influence within their community or influence with connecting with people and are able to thrive because they have that influence, right? So what I did probably about 10 years ago, I moved to Baton Rouge and I saw an opportunity. I had, prior to moving to Baton Rouge, I lived in Los Angeles, I lived in Austin, very, very big cities. And when I moved to Baton Rouge, I saw an opportunity to be a big fish in a small pond versus a small fish in a big pond. And so I started networking. I started meeting with people that I saw were influential in the city, people who inspired me, women specifically who I wanted to be mentored by. I saw that there were different awards that were given in the city for influential people. And I said, I am going to go for that. So I had no idea that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I had no idea that I was going to go out on my own. But when I really look back at the past 10 years of my life, that's when I started to build my influence, to build my impact, to build that foundation of that network that almost is the foundation of the success of my business now. So I brought up just a moment ago that I was speaking yesterday about the importance of influence within your network. And so the first thing that we did was I had everyone vision cast for their 10-year self. So imagine yourself right now, and then imagine yourself in 10 years. What can you do today strategically? Who can you connect with to get you to that 10-year version of yourself? Where you're at, what you're doing. I, yes, was very scared when I transitioned, but I had this comfort in knowing that it was this thing that I had been unintentionally working toward for the past 10 years. So I had the opportunity to work for the governor of Louisiana and his wife for the past 6 years. And when you have a job like that, where you really don't have a job description, I was just their mansion director. So I ran the governor's mansion. I had a staff of 22. When you have a job like that, there's not really a job that you can go into that's comparable to that. And so I was like, okay, I think this is an opportunity. I have this incredible network. I have grown to be this leader that I set out to be 10 years ago. I want to teach other women how to do this. I want to teach other women how to dive deep into their leadership skills, understand their emotions, and how to like really stand forward in any industry with strength, confidence, full alignment. And so that is another reason why I went out on my own. And so now I get the opportunity to speak in front of groups. I get the opportunity to coach women that most are entrepreneurs. Some do work for businesses, but I get to coach them on their confidence, giving them clarity, finding purpose and fulfillment in their life. So it has been a really, really, really wonderful transition.
Talk a little bit more to the dreamers about the obstacles that, women face every day. And I know that you're coaching many women who are corporate C-suite women and men, but specifically women. What struggles are they facing on a day-to-day that's kind of preventing them from being the leaders that they know that they could be or have the potential to be?
In today's world, we are filled with so much information, right? And technology especially, everything is progressing so quickly. Things are happening very fast. And because things are happening so quickly, and we have all of this information that is being fed to us, we as human beings cannot process as quickly as life is moving. And so that is making a lot of people feel uncomfortable, making people feel like unstable, unsettled. They may feel stuck. They may feel unfulfilled. There's this unease within people right now, and that has been one of the biggest things that I see in my clients and from the audience members that I see is just that desire for clarity for the future. And so many people, I'm like, okay, like let's talk about 10-year version of you. They can't do it. They literally like I have to walk them through how to do that because I think our minds we're just so overwhelmed right now, right? That's a word that I hear a lot too is like overwhelm, burnout. I just don't have time. I have such high anxiety. And when you look at, we'll talk about overwhelm and anxiety. Those are two big hurdles as well. Overwhelm and anxiety are negative thoughts of future occurrences. It's not about
Mm-hmm.
anything that's going on right now, right? So that's what we talk about a lot when we work together as well is okay, where's the overwhelm coming from? Where's the anxiety coming from? Well, I have this, and this. Have you ever been in a situation where you have like so much overwhelm about something that's in the future and then you get through it and you look back and you say, oh, it actually wasn't that bad,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I encourage people to do. I'm like, think about the last time you had this feeling and then you got through it and everything was okay. That's where you need to live on the other
Yeah.
side of the situation. It's not that bad, but we put so much weight on ourselves and it builds that anxiety up. So I think just helping anyone, like really open that scope of reality to say, I'm okay. Things are okay. It's not that bad. Let me level my emotions down and make the decision from a clear mind, which is it's hard for people right now, again, because life is just so, it just feels so full, especially after COVID.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. I just had a conversation with my boyfriend about this morning. There's so many people who have great potential, but with social media feeding off all these different things that you can do, sometimes people can live in this world of where they really have a great thing that they can do and start with and eventually get to that space, but they rather juggle all of them at the same time. And to be honest, I've been doing that for a while, up until I would say a few months ago, where I realized, hey, I don't have to chase these people or chase these things and these dreams. I know what God has given inside of me to do and what my purpose is. So how can I lead with that and build the right connections with the right people who will place these opportunities in front of me? And when I tell you that so many doors have been opening up because of that mindset, I know that the future is going to be clear because I'm not doing because what everyone else is doing. I'm doing what I want to do on my own time and what I feel is best for myself and my community. So I 100% agree with that. And I see you doing so many amazing things with building your community. And I love the fact that you're building a luxury space for women, because sometimes women just want to get outside of that bubble of what their life looks like on a day to day, and they just want to be pampered. So can you talk about your retreat, how you got it started? You know, I heard your story of how you got the retreat started in a couple weeks time frame, but can you let the dreamers know like what that process was like after getting laid off from your job, how fast you were able to get the retreat off, and how you're on to your second retreat this summer?
Yes, 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 yes. So you remember just a few moments ago when I was saying that a lot of people are feeling stuck, a lot of people are just feeling at this unease. I kept hearing it over and over and over and over. And something that I did not say is that when we lived in Los Angeles, I was in event planning. And so I did that when we moved here to Louisiana. And so I've been in event curation, event logistics for, I don't know, probably 15 years. So I also love personal development and professional development. Like I am a natural learner. I love, 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 love learning. And so I don't know, it was like this God, I'm telling you, it's like this God energy that was like, Jennifer, you need to put on a retreat. And I kept seeing different thought leaders were putting retreats on. And so I probably started thinking about it last April, about a year ago. And by, I don't know, July, I started taking it seriously. Like this is really gonna happen. By probably August, I was like, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be in January. And so my tickets launched, I think it was October 1. So I launched tickets October 1st, November 1st, early bird ended. December, the tickets closed, and I had it in January. So, but when I tell you I was building it as I was going, and I just kept going. And at the beginning of the planning, I made it very small. I not count wise, but affordability wise. I was very humble. I was like, I don't want it to be more than like $100 per person. And then I just kept like crunching and crunching and crunching and just getting it as like affordable as possible. And I was almost going against what I really wanted. I really wanted it to be something luxurious. Like I wanted it to be something where there was a wow factor. I wanted it to be something that I didn't really have to market. I could just do a little drip campaign, and people were curious about, right? So I really did not market it. What I did was I would like show a picture of the venue, or I would show a picture of, a woman relaxing, or I would do a reel. I did very, very minimal marketing because I knew that I needed to build up a feeling within people versus show them a picture of marketing, right? So because of that, so I ended up building it in the way that I wanted to, doing the drip campaign. I put myself in the shoes of the consumer. Like, what would make me excited to go? What would catch my eye? Again, in the world of marketing, like everything is being marketed to us right now. What would make me go, ooh, this looks different. This looks neat. So the retreat sold out. It was I was floored that it worked. Like because when you take risk as a business owner, part of you is like, okay, this could work out, and then part of you is like, or it couldn't work out, and that's the scary part, and that's what really divides the successful from, I won't say unsuccessful, but the people that don't continue on as entrepreneurs. Like that's the breaking point, right? That uneasy feeling of this could all blow up and it'd be terrible.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it was a huge financial risk as someone who was making a great salary. Like I'll be transparent about that too. I was making a really great salary and I went from that to zero.
Hmm.
And I was the breadwinner. And now I'm doing this retreat, which may or may not work out. I will say I did not profit from that retreat. I broke even, which was good. But I saw that there was a need for what I built. One of the, well, not even just one, but multiple attendees, they were saying how not only was it the caliber of event, but the caliber of women attending the event. Everyone was there to make authentic connections, to take the mask off, to take a moment to breathe, to take a moment to be poured into when they feel like they have been pouring out day after day after day. And so when I saw the success of that, I said, I have to keep going. Like women need this, they want this. And so I made a commitment. I said, I'll do 3 in 2024. I'll do one in January, one in June, and then one in the fall. And so the one in June is the 19th to the 22nd. It's in Covington, Louisiana at the Southern Hotel. And you're going to laugh because this really paints a picture of what the experience is like. The first one I did at a French chateau, which and it was very elegant. You got your bags taken from your car. Your car got valeted. Everything was included from your breakfast, lunch, dinner. We had a chef come in. Everyone had gifts, like nice luxury bags as gifts. Like it was all very, very well thought out. And so I wanted to duplicate that with this one. And so I told the hotel sales director, I said, when my guests arrive, they need to be greeted with a silver platter, a glass of champagne, and 3 macarons. And if you cannot provide that for them, then I need to go look for another venue because that's what I expect from my guests. And she said, okay, absolutely, we can do that for you. So that is really the level of, I want these women to come in and not only be pampered, but just not have to worry about anything, right? A moment of just complete relaxation combined with heavy hitter speakers that are going to do some really deep work on leadership, clarity, purpose, breath work, yoga. So it's this combination of almost like a leadership summit with a focus on relaxation.
Yeah.
So it's not really a conference. It's not really a summit. It's not really I call it a wellness retreat, but there's some really great content that is like the backbone of your experience as a guest, as an attendee. So I'm kind of creating something that no one's doing here. And I think that was the biggest part of the success as well, is that it was different. It was something that people were like, nobody's doing this here. We want to go. We want to be involved. I think if somebody is not into the deep work, they just want a luxury retreat, it may not be for them. Because we do get vulnerable. We do get, and because that's where the magic happens. That's where you unlock pieces of yourself that may have not been tapped into in a long time or maybe ever.
I love the work that you are doing with women from that standpoint. And like I said, and I always say this, we are here in a small city with different mindsets, and you and I, along with a few other women, are trying to pave the way to offer women a mindset that could show them the real potential outside of their current life, their current self, and where they really can go. Can you discuss why you started Women Who Lead, and what's your whole purpose and goal with formulating this program and producing female leaders?
Yes, 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 yes. So Women Who Lead, when I ventured off and started this business, I knew that I wanted to coach, and I took on coaching clients one-on-one, and I started to get more requests for leadership coaching and clarity coaching and purpose work coaching. And so I created Women Who Lead, a 6-week coaching program. Now, I don't know about you, but I see a lot of different coaching programs out there that are like, watch these modules, but like you never have interaction with the coach. And so with me, it's totally different. It's very interactive. So what we do is every Monday, I send an email with a video of what we're going to be working on that week, and also a downloadable worksheet. And so we do 3 journal prompts and then 3 activities for the week that align with those journal prompts. So the first and second week, we focused on visualization for the future, and also who is a female leader in our life that we identify with, are inspired by. Why are we inspired by them? Those foundational visualizations are crucial when you are building leadership within you, because being a leader, it doesn't mean that you have to be a CEO of a business. It could mean that you're a mom. It could mean that you are a community leader. It could mean that you are just, if you look at the definition of leadership, it is someone that others follow in whatever capacity that is, right? So we're going really, really deep to find out how we can connect with our inner selves to present our best selves every single day, every single moment, because we know ourselves so well. So then weeks 3 and 4, we focus on emotional regularities. So like taking a situation where maybe you get really frustrated. Maybe there's somebody at work and they email you and you're like, oh my gosh, I do not like this person. And you email them back at this like really, really frustrated. And then now you're going back and forth, back and forth. So it's understanding. I actually learned this from my coach. I cannot take this. I cannot take ownership of this, but she often talks about who's sitting at the head of your table. Is the 10-year version of you sitting at the head of your table, or is anger sitting at the head of your table, or is frustration, or is depression, or is anxiety? And it's knowing, identifying where you are at that moment and shifting that out and putting your 10-year version of yourself at the head of your table. That's when you can make those clear decisions and be the leader that you want to be. And so it's having full control of who you are at every single moment. And look, there are days when we're not at our best. There are moments when we're not at our best, but it's identifying that and then taking a step back. I'm not at my best today. I shouldn't go to that event. I'm not at my best today. I'm going to go ahead and reschedule that meeting. So this 6-week cohort, I'm only taking 15 women per cohort because it is so deep and intimate. And every Friday, I did leave out. Every Friday, we get on a call together and we talk about what we discovered in our journal prompts. how the activities went each week. And we do that at noon, from noon to 1. I try to do it over the lunch break. That's Central Standard Time. And so we're currently in the summer cohort right now, but I will have, I'm sorry, spring, but I will have one in the summer and I will have another one in the fall. So I'm going to do a total of 3 before the end of the year. So if anyone is interested in that kind of work and really, again, getting control of our futures and what it looks like and how we get there strategically, then this is definitely the course for you. And I will actually give your listeners, I will give y'all a discount code as well, so that if you want to join in, because you are part of this community, I will share that discount code via email with anyone that is interested.
Yeah, and I can also add the code to this particular podcast. So,
Great.
dreamers, if you're interested, you definitely want to tap in, connect with Jennifer because she's doing so many amazing things. Jen, when I asked you to come on the podcast, I know that, we're learning each other. We're in junior league together. We're doing so many of the similar things. And everything that I'm focusing on doing this year is about collaboration over competition. Because I feel like as solopreneurs like ourselves, we are sometimes battling everything in business and wearing all the hats by ourselves. But what does it look like when we can collaborate with like-minded people who could offer us a platform, offer us some advice, offer us opportunities, whether it's financially or even just, growth wise. So I'm grateful that you said yes, because this is a part of what I feel is very, so much needed here in the city and so many other places in the United States and across the world. So I appreciate you for being one of those trailblazers here in Baton Rouge. And I just want to say that I see what you're doing. I give you your flowers because you are going out on faith. You're fearless and you are fierce in so many ways. So I just want to say congratulations on all the amazing things that you're doing, but don't stop. Keep it going, be consistent, and keep continuing to teach women how to lead and also inspire them through the things that you're doing in life. Before we leave the podcast, I want to know if you have a few topics or a few tips that you would like to give to the dreamers who may be in that position where they're contemplating leaving corporate or staying there and growing their businesses or even jumping out into entrepreneurship for the first time. Can you please give them some insight on what that looks like so that they don't stop on their dreams and they can start small and dream big?
Absolutely. And thank you for saying all those things. That is so, it just it warms my heart. I'd like to give a few. I'll keep it brief. But if it's right when you feel it in your gut.
Yeah.
You know that it's your purpose when it's giving you ultimate fulfillment. Work should not be hard. It should be a flow. It should be something that is coming out of you so easily. If you're not feeling that with your day to day, something has to change. And it's going to look different for everyone. But find fulfillment in a hobby, in another career opportunity. Find joy, find fulfillment in what you do, because we have one life to live. We have to make it worth our while. Another thing that I'll say, you said collaboration over competition. In a world where there are so many people doing similar things, there is only one you. No one will do what you are doing the way you are doing it. It's impossible. Literally impossible, because there is only one you. That belief in yourself of no one can do or say things how I'm doing them or saying them, because there's only one me. When you hold on to that, that is what is going to be the roots of your tree that will have you flourish in whatever you are doing. So I like to think of it like boutique owners, right? Like, how many boutiques are in our city? 500 and like 300 of them are selling the same dress, right? So, but they're all a little bit different. So, because, and the reason I bring that up is because for my industry, like the coaching, the thought leadership industry, there are not enough of us to help the amount of people that need us. So we have to keep showing up. We have to keep being consistent. We have to keep our roots down in the ground and saying, I have to keep going because people need me. People need what I have to say. Even if, I'll be honest, sometimes I get a little bit insecure of like, I like to talk about strategy in networking and influential connections and authentic connections. Like that's where I really, really love to talk. And that's what my keynote's on. And I get nervous because I'm like, everybody knows how to network. Everyone knows how to be influential. And in reality, people walk out of that breakout or that keynote and they're like, I never thought about it like that. So even if you're insecure about something, do it anyway. Do it scared. If you feel that intuition, lean into it. Lean into it because that is where the magic happens.
I love it. I love it. Jen, thank you so much for joining our episode today. Of course, you know, it's Dreaming of Women Who Lead, which is your motto and the way that you're growing your business and living your life. But can you let the dreamers know how they can connect with you and where they can find you on socials?
Yes. So definitely look for me on LinkedIn, Jennifer Gomez. You'll see I have a big green banner that says Going from Leader to Legend. And that is all about digging deep and getting control of ourselves so that we can strategically move ourselves forward. And then also Instagram, it's jen.gomez_. You can find me there too. I post all of my retreat information on both platforms, and the Women Who Lead information is on both platforms again as well. But if you're listening, please reach out to me. Send me a message. I'd love to connect with you.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining. Dreamers, don't forget to follow us. If you are listening and you're not following us on social media, we are on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook at Forever a Dream Her with the HER. And we would also love to have you a part of our Dreamology community where we are not only helping women in the workforce, but also those women entrepreneurs who have a vision and want to turn them into reality. And that is at wearedreamology.com. Again, wearedreamology.com. Thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait for you to join us at the next episode. Have a great day.